Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here once again. Who could have thought that in 2026, we were having the exact same conversation we were having 16 years ago when we were talking about Gamergate with Anita Sarkeesian and saying that women are being objectified, I'm putting that in quotes by the way, in video games nowadays. And that is a real problem, seeing as how we've surpassed that entire thing, in my personal opinion, and attractive characters in games have existed for a very long period of time. Hell, look up the Street Fighter roster, and clearly it doesn't matter what side you're on, whether male or female, practically every character in that game fits any kind of niche you could ever actually ask for. And lo and behold, practically every single character in that game is 100% smoking hot. Oh, I'm sorry. Is your steak too juicy? Your lobster too buttery? Let me fix that for you, shall we? But it hasn't stopped there. Look at games like Stellar Blade, Nier Automata, and even Bayonetta, right off the top of my head. Then I can say other titles like Devil May Cry, and practically every other fighting game as well, or any other major game on top of that that has a gruff, handsome male protagonist in there, usually with like half their clothes on and just doing all kinds of things that we normal guys could actually never do. Yet for some reason, guys don't complain about that stuff. We look at it and go, hey, he looks pretty awesome. Hey, she looks great. No real problem here. Let's enjoy the video game and have a hell of a lot of fun. Instead, though, we get insanity on the internet. We get people trying to place their own insecurities onto you because they don't like the way a specific character looks, or it makes them incredibly uncomfortable. And all of this started because of Marvel Rivals. No, I'm not kidding. Saturn on Twitter said this: yeah, maybe I'm too woke, but I feel like the over-sexualization of women in Rivals is extremely weird. Oh, but she was sexualized in the comics too. Yeah, and that came out during the Reagan administration. It's 2026, dog. This game is marketed to teens, by the way. Do you want to hear the really funny and ironic thing about Saturn making that tweet? Saturn OW is actually an Overwatch player. I literally cannot make this up if I actually wanted to. You know, the game that is literally designed to literally be nothing more than Futanari bait for everybody else to make Blender animations with? That's the game that Saturn plays. Apparently, that is not overly sexualized, even though characters like Widowmaker are actually designed from literal hentai characters. Uh-oh, did I burst your bubble there? I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Haha. Let's roll that tape back a little bit though, because that might have just messed some of you guys up a little bit. The issue with Black Cat and everything going on is exactly what I'd like to call two specific words: safe, horny. That's basically it. Literally, all this does is prove to everybody else that the internet will do everything they can to push their own ideas of what they want to see on video games, on media, and everything else. And if it's not what they like specifically, they will chastise you, they will browbeat you down because it's not what they feel is comparable to what should be acceptable in the space overall. Or it makes them feel insecure and uncomfortable about how they look in their own personal lives as well. And that's exactly what's happening here. We're watching in real time as people on the internet are arguing whether or not a character is too sexy to be able to be played in the first place. As Saturn said, the game is marketed to teens, yet if you pull up any Overwatch character on Google, you'll find plenty of more content available for you to enjoy in your alone time. Watching people rally behind this kind of thing is actually what's the real problem, not letting other people enjoy the kind of content that they want to play, or the games they like, or how they want characters to be designed in the first place. Look, don't boo me because of what I like, because I've seen what makes you cheer. But the thing is, this tweet got wind by other people as well. Asmongold replies saying this: another weirdo trying to impose their performative social justice value system onto a video game. The implication is that sexualizing a character is a bad thing. It's not. Of course they add content like this into the game. That's because players enjoy it. And I'll be frank with you, regardless of what you think about Asmongold, he's correct. A lot of people enjoy attractive looking characters in their video games, whether they're male or female. And you can't use this argument of, oh, well, what about the body dysmorphia issues? Honey, have you been to a gym at all? Every guy and girl in the gym has body dysmorphia issues. Why do you think they're in the gym? And the reality is this: if a guy sees a character like He-Man, which we all grew up with as boys in the 80s and 90s, we didn't say, I could never look like that. The first thing we said was, how do I lift more weights? How do I look like that? It's a huge difference overall, and trying to approach this as shunning people down because they find a character attractive is actually the most performative and gross thing you can possibly do. Talking about the things like the male gaze and trying to shun people for just actually enjoying fictional characters who aren't real and just playing a video game because the character is pretty attractive. So what? But the problem is how so many people online are literally doing everything they can to simply just virtue signal and be performative across the entire thing. I mean, look at this. With Angelic on Twitter saying this, they literally are creating and supporting addict men that will not think of women as people and will push unrealistic, harmful stereotypes onto them. No, Venom shaking ass is not the same and doesn't make this game any better, by the way. Oh, and just so you guys were aware, they locked the replies too. We are crossing into a realm of stupidity that I've honestly never seen before. It's actually crazy how so many people will go through and goon all over Leon in Resident Evil 9, no problem whatsoever. We saw people literally sit there and try to make the grunting sound for Leon over and over as he pushed that giant shelf out of the way. Not a single word was said. Every dude didn't say anything. All we said was, hey, what kind of shirt is that cut? Because that looks really good on his arms too. And nobody had a problem with it. The second Black Cat comes out, now it's an issue. Oh, she's bent over like this. What can we do? At the same time, those same exact people were saying, oh, Leon, please, lose your shirt. Is there a mod that I can have to make Leon look like a maid? I'd love to have that as well. What other Leon gooning mods can I add to my game? Wouldn't that be so much fun? The double standards are actually insane about this entire thing. And yes, Venom literally shaking his giant cake all over the screen is exactly the complete thing that is going to prove that point. It doesn't matter what character is in the game. They're all massively attractive. Literally. All of them, even the ones that are entirely covered head to toe, like Deadpool. They all look good. Their bodies chiseled like out of the Roman Colosseum. And yet no one complained. Emma Frost came out, not a word. Rogue came out, not a word. All of a sudden, Black Cat shows up and the internet loses their collective minds. With Mischief on Twitter saying this: I'm honestly fascinated by some of the reactions to Black Cat in Marvel Rivals, because what exactly did these people expect? I'd understand this kind of outrage if someone like Shuri were added and heavily sexualized, but NetEase has done nothing like that yet. It feels so misplaced. It's also just a lie to claim that men aren't sexualized / exaggerated. Loki's summer skin exists. Magneto randomly has the body of a Greek god. Steve and Thor's muscles make no sense. Bucky's winter skin is merely missing a snail tail, and Gambit is getting a blatant kink skin. I want to be clear about this. There is nothing wrong with the character designs of Marvel Rivals. In fact, I think that artwork is actually fantastic because everybody looks amazing. They all look so good. And what's crazy is NetEase has done an incredible job of keeping the actual style of the comic books and accenting it in actual positive ways for those characters, making them look out of control and just fucking great. How somebody personally feels over a character design should not impact whether or not you can enjoy a piece of media just because the character is too much for them to even look at in the first place. Even though they'll be total hypocrites and read the most insane goonified material I've ever seen in my entire life, or play other games like Overwatch that had those exact kind of characters in their own game. But I think the real problem isn't just the fact that people are purity testing online, it's that they're trying to impose their own ideas of what is attractive onto the mainstream. And what they want to see as attractive is what should be acceptable, when that really isn't the case at all. Different strokes for different folks. Look, I'm not gonna yuck on your yum, but the thing is, everybody likes somebody attractive. The difference is, you just want to get likes for it. Here's Spectre799 on Twitter saying this: People complaining about Black Cat are the reason we got character designs like this, by the way. And Smug Alana saying this, sexualizing females? Wrong. Sexualizing males? Check. A-okay. In 2026, we should have equality instead of this cringe Karen pearl clutching not gonna lie. With a Reddit post saying more slutty male skins please netties, and the Reddit post shown gaining 2,000 upvotes. And I think Spec and Smug Alana really do have the best perspectives on this, with both posts being actually correct. If people didn't want to have good-looking characters, games like Concord would not have flopped in the first place, because the first thing everybody said was, wow, these characters look like absolute shit, and I'm definitely not going to play this game now. And Smug Alana is also correct as well. You can't sit here and say you want to sexualize men all day, but then turn around and say, no, you can't do that to women either. It's only what I like and what I find available for me, and that's the only thing I want to see across the board. It's not like that. You either get all of it or none of it. And clearly, like we saw before with Concord, none of it isn't good for anybody. But this whole thing, this entire thing is all looping back to what we had for so many years ago. People going around and virtue signaling, putting out their own ideas, saying that things should be the way they think is appropriate, even though they have no real impact on you as a consumer and customer. And they shouldn't have an impact on you either. And you shouldn't be shunned because you want to play a video game with a character who is attractive in the first place, whether male or female. Male characters in video games have always been gruff, tough, 5 o'clock shadow beard, looking like a Greek Adonis with their body, and also having the best radio voice you've ever heard, yet going around and not a single complaint overall. In fact, like I said before with Leon of Resident Evil 9, we had the entire gooning section across the internet losing their collective minds every single time. You heard every panty hit the floor when he came on screen. Yet for some reason, Black Cat shows up, does a little pose, you guys collectively lose your minds. It can't be both. You gotta pick. This entire thing literally cannot be one-sided. You either get all of it or none of it. And by what I've seen on the internet, depending upon what kind of character or stuff that you like, clearly everybody on the internet is just trying to get that nut. This is literally nothing more than just the entire epitome, again, of what I said of safe horny. People going around and pretending that they're more virtuous, far better, and above the actual garbage that you swine have to deal with all day long. I think NetEase has done a fantastic job with Marvel Rivals, even though I personally don't like the game very much. But their character designs have been incredibly top-notch. And the thing is, every other game should also have attractive characters. People like to play as attractive characters. That's why in games like World of Warcraft and so many other MMOs, you always notice that a lot of people play as a more attractive characters, whether it's Blood Elves, Night Elves, or anything else you could actually imagine. The more attractive the character the person feels, the more connected they are to the actual character, and the more they're just going to enjoy it overall. Look, my character looks super cool, or my character is super sexy. That's perfectly fine. Shaming other people on the internet because of your own personal kinks is not a cool thing to do. And the funny part about it is this: every accusation is usually an admission. And we're seeing the exact same thing happen right now. Never forget, boys and girls, Dr. Pizza was a real person. But here's the thing. Video game characters have always been attractive. Let them be attractive. Let people enjoy the video game. If you don't like the character design, don't play the character. If you don't like the way the game looks, don't play the video game. There's a game for you out there, absolutely. But trying to force your personal beliefs and what you feel characters should look like and your own insecurities onto other people is not the way to do it, and not the best thing overall, and makes you look kind of like a dick. I'm not a fan of censorship. I'm not a fan of actually telling other people what to do. And what I really don't like about what's going on are people literally lying, misrepresenting, or also trying to shame other people on the internet simply because they think a character is really pretty. So as I said before, let people just enjoy things. Let character designs be good character designs. Let people who want an attractive character have that attractive character. And let the video game makers make the video games that they want to make without having people on Twitter lose their collective minds because they want to dictate what you can and can't be horny for. How pathetic is that? But as always, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you want to see more of this kind of content, subscribe to the channel. New videos are out every single Monday right here. And also, possibly, maybe even daily gaming live streams as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one. and I'll see you guys next time.